Brandon Curry is one big beefcake. And I thought it was definitely worth the time to take a look at this man and the fact that he is still improving at 42 years of age. Unbelievable. He's almost as old as me. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not as easy to stay in shape, not as easy to maintain that muscle mass, and I'm sure it is doubly, triply so for an IFBB top level bodybuilder. And as you can plainly see, guys, Brandon Curry at the Mr. Olympia event, he took what, ninth, I believe it was, and here at the Arnold Classic, he took what, fourth, and he is number 4 too. Interesting. But as soon as I seen this guy, it is a little bit hard to tell from the picture footage, but those of you who did see the video footage, I am sure you can concur. When this guy walked out, it looked like, you know, those sprayers that spray fiberglass, and there's fiberglass everywhere like strings. It looked like his legs were sprayed with that, and it was veins. I've never seen so many veins off this guy. It looked kind of weird, but it, must have been just shredded to the diced to be that vascular. Never have seen Brandon Curry that vascular. Upper body looks good too. You can see the midsection. Take a sharp look. And I'm sure there's going to be some people at home eating potato chips. It looks the same to me. There is a definite difference in the midsection. But this is the front relaxed position. Pose, what have you. Go to the front double. We're going to go through all these mandatory shots, and I'll give you my opinion at the end of it, as usual. Now, I will be honest here. I love Brandon Curry. He's a great guy. Respect this guy. But I definitely noticed a little bump there. You can kind of see one at the Olympia, but I don't know. Could be anything, guys. I have no idea. And I'm not speculating. There's slapped on clay. Again, midsection, much tighter. And it is hard to tell from the picture footage, but his wheels, trust me, they were a whole lot better. But I think most of it had to do with the condition of the lower half. He was very impressive in that aspect. So Brandon Curry, isn't that interesting? 42 years of age, and he is still getting better. Could you imagine if he improves yet again for his next competition, which we do know he is, in fact, competing at the Masters Olympia coming up. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date on when that event is going to happen and things of that nature. Here's the front lat spread. And something went terribly wrong here at the Arnold Classic. And I remember watching the video footage too and thinking, well, he's not opening up. He's not showing them, what you have. So, in the finals, he must have looked at the video footage or the pictures or something of that nature, because this is what he presented to us in the finals. And tell me if I'm wrong, but he looks 10 times better than he did at the Olympia. Look at that. He looks 20 times better than he did the day before, too. And obviously, it is simply because he was posing better. Now, here it is worth to mention, and I wasn't going to mention this, but I figured I probably should, because one of you geniosos will. He was in better condition at the prejudging. And that was not the case with Andrew Jacked. And those guys were battling it out, and I think that had a lot to do with Andrew Jacked actually placing ahead of Curry, because Curry was outstanding for the finals too. But as we turned the side at the prejudging, he was just luxurious. And like I said, he was just laden with veins, vascularity. Look at the lower half. Brandon Curry. Do I need to rehash? He is 30 years old with 12 years experience. This guy still getting size added on those wheels. You notice what I did there? The 30 with 12 years experience. Sing! Score 1 for Mark's Max Muscle and score 1 for Brandon Curry. Look at the upper body here, and yeah, I'll admit, most of it has to do with how he is displayed, opened up, but at his age, still improving on his posing, postures, and positions. You gotta hand it to this guy. Here's the side try. And from time to time, I try to throw in little rhymes like that. You might have noticed I just did. Look at the quad, how it bows out. He's bending at the knees a little bit more. The angle is a little bit different, I think, at the Olympia. But take a look at the meat of the quad. It looks like fish scaly skin. Looks like glaciers. Julio and glaciers. Wasn't there another Glacius, Julio, and what's the other one? Should have looked it up. Let us know in the comment section below. Please, I need this information. So, upper body might actually look, it's presented to us, I should say. Presented a little bit better at the Olympia. But still, I maintain that this guy is 10 times better at the Arnold Classics. Come on, Billy! Let us have a look at the back pose. And I can hear you guys now. But Mark's Max moldy old socks. You have missized this one again. Brandon, he is bending at the knees quite a bit at the Olympia. And it creates more thickness in the quads. He bows the quads out. You can see them from behind. So you have to take all that into consideration, folks. Now, one thing we can tell from this is the hamstring separation. The dry, hard, grainy nature. And to be honest with you, I think this is Curry's best condition that he has ever brought. Reminiscent of, 2020. He was very conditioned that year as well. Just peeled. Actually came in improved from 2019, if you think about it, condition-wise. But it is definitely hard to suggest. Also, very hard to suggest in the rear double bi, because for some reason he was not hitting the back double when he was doing the individuals, when he was doing his posing routine. So it's hard to tell. He was actually hitting a kind of a crucifix here, which you can tell condition. That's for sure. And again, I don't think there's any question at all. I think he, I want to use the word suffer, but he definitely got into better condition. He has striated glutes, something that kind of eluded him his whole career, aside from, of course, that 2020 package that I just showed you guys. Very conditioned, maybe his most shredded to the diced. Here's the abs and thigh pose. And, in the grand scheme of things, it was only, it was only a little while, a few months. So there's not like he can do a whole lot of damage, size-wise, things of that nature. The only thing he can really do to improve is condition, and it seems like he has done so. But considering that he is in better condition, and he seems like he's about the same size as a less conditioned version, I guess that's total 100% improvement. Looks like the V-taper's a little bit better. Looks like the abs are more etched out. You could see that right from the get-go. Right from that front relaxed position. And right to the very last shot here. Good to the last drop, they say. The most muscular pose. So yeah, I don't have anything wrong with the Olympia version, or I don't see anything wrong with this version. It was a very tight lineup. But dare I say, the competition is so tight, guys. With the old guys still around, still doing damage, and the new guys coming up, and the guys that are in their smack dab prime right now, I mean, you got 3 levels of competitors. I don't think that he would have placed 4th at the Arnold Classic if he had brought this version from the Olympia. He would have lost to Bonac, I think, for sure. Oh, crab position. Now I will give the Olympia version here. He's awesome. Look at the delts on this guy. He's huge. Mastodon. So Brandon Curry, one of my favorite current competitors. Was it always that way? No. I always liked him. I liked him just fine. But just in the last couple of years, this guy is like a true stick-to-your-rib meal. He is that with bodybuilding. He won his Olympia title. He stayed around. He didn't fall off anything. He didn't get worse. He just, competition gets better and better. And the guy's still around, and he's going to win the Masters Olympia, in my opinion, without a doubt. He's placing fourth at the Arnold Classic. He could have got fourth at the Olympia if he had brought this type of package. You never know. You never know. Hey, he's number 4 and he got fourth. Derek Lunsford was number 1. He got first. I wonder how many other guys had the same number as their placing. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? But all seriousness, Brandon Curry, he will always be in our hearts. Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. There's nothing I can do, a total eclipse of the heart. You win that Masters Olympia Championships, Brandon Curry. Bring that title home.